Hi everyone, so I just wanted to check in really quick. So I did a video on PMDD the other day and how it's been affecting me. And so one of the things that I wanted to do is start talking more about it just because it's been helping so many people. I'm not really gonna add put it on my business Facebook as much as my other stuff. So it's just strictly gonna be just little videos like this about PMDD and where I'm at with it, I guess. So okay, my last period, by the way, it's gonna be a TMI because it's about PMDD. So my last period started like 2.5 weeks ago, right? And I still have really, really bad PMDD episodes. So one thing that my OBGYN wants me to do is try birth control to see if that helps regulate any of my emotions. I have been very hesitant to take any kind of hormones or birth control to help with the PMDD because I've had some really horrific experiences with hormones and the way that when I had my IUD taken out, I had Mirena taken out, and I went through a suicidal psychotic breakdown. And then I had really horrific postpartum depression and borderline postpartum psychosis when I had my son. So hormones are not my friends. I don't like hormones at all. I really was hoping that I could kind of get through this without hormones. But my PMDD episodes are really bad. And so I'm pretty much trying everything, and it's going to be trial and error. There is one thing that has been helping me significantly, but I'm not very, it's controversial and I'm not very public about it. So if you want to know how I've been working through it, just message me, PM me. So I started birth control 2.5 weeks ago when I started my last period. And I suck at taking pills consistently. I'm really bad at taking my antidepressant consistently. And the only reason that I get away with it, I guess, or it doesn't affect me, is because the way that my antidepressant works is it's built up in my system. So if I go a day or two between taking it, I don't have any instant effects or anything. It's still in my system, it's still helping me. So I did not know that taking my birth control inconsistently could affect me. So I suck at taking my antidepressant. I've also obviously not been the greatest at taking my birth control the way I'm supposed to. So this is how I've taken it. So I took it the day that I started, and then I didn't. And then I took it for 3 days, and then I didn't for 2 days. And then I took it for 2 days, and then I didn't take it for 2 days. And then today I woke up and I'm bleeding. At first I thought it was really weird. I didn't think of the possibility that it could be my period. And I was like, why the fuck am I bleeding? I'm supposed to be ovulating right now. I'm nowhere near my period. I'm in the middle of my ovulation week. That's another thing. I track my cycles religiously. You should too if you have any kind of thought that you might struggle with this. So I didn't know why I was bleeding, and I haven't had sex in the past week or so. So it wasn't induced by anything. There wasn't any reason that I could be bleeding out of my vagina. And then I told my wife that I've been inconsistent with my birth control, and she knows that I've been inconsistent. And so I told her that I was bleeding. And she was like, oh, that's weird, and so I thought it was maybe a one-time thing. Well, I went to the restroom 2 more times, and I was still it was a period. And so I was like, am I having a period? What the fuck? My cycles have always been so consistent, every 28 days on the dot for the past probably the past like 3 or 4 years. Because they used to be crazy. They used to be really, really crazy. But I got them under control, and so I have them on the dot every 28 days. And so to like have a random period, like I know that that's some people's normal, but like that is not fucking normal for me. Like like if I'm bleeding, like I think that I'm, dying. So I'm having a period, I guess. Like, the last 2 days, I didn't take my birth control, and so part of my PMDD symptoms are like the extreme like irritability and like screaming and yelling and like just flat out like rage, like blackout rage. So the last 2 days, and like normally when it's not the week before like normally like before birth control, the week before my period, like I have all of those episodes and that rage and that same stuff, but the rest of the month, like I'm stable. But like the last 2 days, like now that I think about them, like I was kind of out of control. I was like yelling and screaming, like at my wife and at my kid, and like cursing and just like really grumpy and irritable, and like crying jags and like being super insecure and this, that, and the other. And that was really similar to like my PMDD symptoms. So like I didn't take my birth control for the last 2 days, and I felt cranky the last 2 days. Then I started bleeding today because I've been inconsistent with my birth control. So I'm gonna try to be really consistent with this. I have no idea if this is gonna be like a normal period or not. I really fucking hope not. I'm really hoping it doesn't make my cycles out of whack, because the other thing is like literally I schedule my life around my period because I have the awareness of like when exactly my PMDD is gonna hit. Like I know exactly like what I need to do every single week to like utilize that part of my cycle like the best way possible. So like right as soon as my period starts, like I start getting back into work, and then like the week of ovulation is usually like my best week, even though I'm like cramping a little bit on and off. And that is when I get like all of my work projects done. Like I'm heavy like recording, like content creation, like film editing. Like I'm really doing like a lot of behind the scenes, like labor intensive work so that I can release it when I feel like shit before my period. And like my ovaries hurt so bad. I'm like cramping just like I would with a normal period. So like I'm achy, like my back hurts. So it's completely throwing a wrench like in my entire business, which is super, super frustrating. And that's why I'm really hoping that this isn't like a full-blown period. It's just like a one-day thing. Because like I need I like need my cycles to be consistent. It is like the only thing that keeps me from feeling like fucking crazy, because I know like my behavior is predictable. Like I know when I'm gonna be me, and I know when I'm not gonna really be me, and it's predictable and it's consistent, and like I need that. Like I don't know how I'm gonna be coping if that's not how this happens, and if my cycles get really, really messed up. Because like I track my period religiously, like I always know where I'm at with my cycle, like, and honestly, like I'm super afraid. Because like my symptoms keep me from like being a productive human being. Like I can't work. I can't like talk with other people because I'm too irritable and cranky. Like I'm isolated. Like I sometimes get suicidal like when I have my PMDD flare-ups. Like I am not a productive human being. Like it's extremely difficult for me to function. And that's why, like I said, like the only thing that's been like kind of keeping everything together is that like it's consistent. Like I know like, okay, this is why I'm behaving this way. Like it's consistent, it's tracked. I know to like gear up for PMDD week. Like I know that like I need to like basically get stuff done the week before so that I can just like do nothing that one week. And so I'm really afraid to be honest. I'm really afraid of like my behaviors and my coping skills, and the like feeling like instability because it's not like on a regulated, consistent basis. So I will stay in touch with everyone about that. I'm hoping that it's just a one day thing. I don't know. I am taking today like really easy. Like I'm hoping to get some work done earlier. I'm hoping that if I just like rest now, because normally I try to work between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern. I only work like 4 hours a day, and that's actually a lot for what I'm doing. But yeah, I normally work 10 to 2, and so I think it's like almost 11 or noon here. So I'm hoping that if I just like rest and relax, like, and kind of let it pass. Like I took my birth control today already. Like I'm hoping that I can get back to work later today and get some stuff done, because I have some like major projects that I'm working on. So fingers crossed. I will keep everyone updated. I'm gonna go hang out on my couch and watch TV. Bye.